Mother, do you think they'll like this song?
Oh, babies, you can't imagine how it feels to be the firstborn after the mother. I mean, wow. We come forward out of the water, a conscious presence. Everyone in one, all of us joined inside, each extension of humanity, an element within this being, this person, this biped that comes in animated motion, walking forward from the waters of the ocean, the still, loving waters of the ocean in those times. Beautiful. Yeah, they'd have a wave every now and then, but nothing like they do now. Beautiful and clear, you could see, and the water was alive with a glittering glow, and so was all of the life around you, including your own self. You could see the glow in your arms, the presence of it all throughout your person, all throughout your existence, all throughout all that was and all that would ever be. There you were, a part of that dynamic, yet a living part that was in creation of it. And from your heart comes forward the plants, the flowers, the birds, the bees, the buzzards, the trees, everything coming forward from innate desire, the uncontrollable desire to create and be in creation, and to love that creation, and to see it in motion, animated, experiencing, growing, expanding ever more from the deepest sigh of contentment ever there was. That is what we see. That is what we're purifying within ourselves as we become this creation and feel the earth with our feet, perhaps for the first time in forever. Feeling has come now. The deepness of emotion, the beauty of a powerful and poetic heart in motion, expressed individually. This was our perception. We would each become an element of humanity, yet take the whole of the mother with us as we go. That mother seed, that mother heart, that was the grain of sand from which all humanity did expand. Oh my goodness, and isn't it grand? Spread all across these vast lands and seas and skies and waters. Oh my goodness. All these beautiful beings, the sons and daughters. Oh my goodness. How phenomenal it can be when you see the extension from which it be, and the amazing and colorful spectrum that it has fulfilled in this reality. Goodness gracious, don't you see? Humanity is everywhere. Everywhere. Not just here on the birthplace of Earth. Those that are assembled here now, these 7-10 billion as the case may be, babies here in this divine moment of history, 4/20/2008, a date that's never too late. April, a horrible snowstorm blows in, traps our hapless travelers once again at the Kim Cafe in Kim, Colorado, the very center of the universe. And from that place, these 7 and then 8 assembled beings begin a journey, an unraveling of the aspects and effects of time, a seeing through the denial, the sheer illusion, the total bullshit of this reality, and going to where it is real, you see. The mother stepping forward from the water, the experience of creation in motion, and then there comes this time when the first will emote and become a separate being, a separate person, much similar to the first, but not exactly the same. And emote forward we did, and I, this little being, this little spirit, this aspect of the angelic realm that I became this human being, this mother, this firstborn of the mother, but not born of her womb. There was not such a thing, but born by extension, expansion, conscious creation from the heart, the same as we created everything. The energy of love flowed through us, the source energy, the divine energy, the specter of the fire at the center of all of that is, the light that is, the love that is, in motion as life, flowed through us and began this great Earth creation, and through its unraveling and blossoming and growing, experience some of the greatest and most spectacular moments of joy. And here we were now personified as two and not just one. And I could see the perfect vision before me of this creation, this biped in motion, this person of no restriction, of love in motion inside of a fleshly container, yet expanding way beyond that too. The glow of life surrounding it for miles and miles, or at least what we would see of as miles. We had no perspective of time or distance then, because we had just stepped in and begat this creation. Feathered our nest, in other words, tried to make it as easy and as simple for ourselves as we can. And there we stood, two, looking at one looking at each other, and for the first time experiencing these eyes and this heart being in union. And through the eyes, we did communicate and connect and bond our hearts universally and forever. That even though we be separate parts of the same being, we be gathered together in that same being forever and ever, and that being gathered together at the heart, at the center of the universe, the center of the mother of love, from whose oceans we were created. Yes, indeed, babies, we moved upon these waters. We moved the firmament upon these waters. We brought it all together. We made, we created out of our love, out of our need to experience and grow. We created the human dimension, the human way, the colorful beings that would step forward and accept the mantles and burdens and blessings of the entirety of creation. And in so doing, become that creation, expand all of creation into feeling. For much of it seemed to think that it did not have the capability to feel. The power of the divine was not fully illuminated in all. At least they didn't think so. So this was the effort to unify love and life and bring them back together in complete harmony. And of course, I might add, we had designed it this way in the first place far before we ever became human. See, we are conscious presences, each of us, a little spark before we became angelic, before we become anything but love, pure love. We are a spark of pure essential love in that giant shining fire, glowing, glittering ball of love at the center of it all. We are an element there, a tiny specter, a bit of dust that glows and glitters and is so happy that it has the happiness of the complete assemblage there as its essential source. The peace inside, indescribable, the joy beyond comprehension to a human being just yet, but babies, won't be long now, will it? You feel the experiential heart expanding and growing from inside of you. It's that time. It all began there in April 20 of 2008, which was the beginning of time, which was that time 2 or 3,000 years ago, etc. For all time is together time. All time, though we have expressed and experienced it as a linear thing, babies, it is time stacked upon itself. Energies and events and moments replicating themselves in cycles and seasons, going round and round and round and round. But each round is a spiral, not a complete circle. The circle rises above itself with each turn of time. So now, as we begin to experience ourselves in this moment of now, time kind of collapses in on itself and becomes inseparable from us, of course, but a single unified unit of energy in which all of experience in time is contained in the vessel of love inside of our heart, and from that experiential basis. The same as we did in the beginning of time when we first divided and beheld one another in each other's eyes as perfect, divine, immortal, knowing not of death, but living forever in the light-bodied person that we are. There was no conception of death. This is something we would later conceive as we lied beneath that grand tree of life, there along the river of life, beneath the grand waterfall of love. Oh, yes, a divine place if ever there was one, the perfect place from which to be dreaming this dream into being, so that we could experience the more abject and awful sides of ourselves, so that we could remove ourselves from life, but not really remove anything at all, so that we could experience time in a linear way, as a grinding, slow thing, something that would take billions of years to get through. Yes, indeed. So that we could experience the pain, the frustration, the agony of being alone and separate from it all and having to fight our way out of it. Holy shit. Oh my God, were we ever setting up some premises then or what? But we could see as we gazed upon one another and our hearts became one again, we could see that this oneness would see to it that all would persevere throughout this that we would call the history of humanity, to that moment which we saw as a light at the end of a long dark tunnel, the golden heart of love awaiting us in reunion. We planted it there in the beginning so that we were assured that it would be there in the ending, which is the beginning again. We become back and become those first two beings that beheld one another and saw such spectacular glory before themselves and could not believe the greatness of their creation within each other. Holy goodness, it was beautiful beyond belief, beyond comprehension, and creation was pleased, very pleased within itself. And the mother love began then the sigh of contentment, which would bring forward all of creation. As humanity, feeling, caring, sharing, compassionate beyond belief and in equity with all, and therefore in love, in tune with everything that is, and therefore a part and the creator of the divine harmony. The divine harmony, the song of the heart that's played in each and every one, and all who dance beneath the sun, and who inside now feel that sun arising. For it was the illusion, in the illusion, as we became two, the sun arose in the sky, and we knew not why. But we had separated son and mother, though we were not genderized. We were one with another, beyond comprehension of friends, family, whatever you want to call it, a uniform heart, moving in synchronicity yet independent of one another for the first time in forever. A very strange and unique experience, but thrilling beyond comprehension. And the feelings, the flick of a butterfly fly wing, an act of creation beyond imagination. Just a simple butterfly, in those times so appreciated, so endearingly nurtured into being. And yes, we knelt beneath this great tree and led a prayer to ourselves that we might begat this creation in a way that is proper and fitting for all, and all might get through it. That we might, in this way, undo some of the technical difficulties we had experienced before this time, and find our way through it and bring ourselves into the awful dynamic of awfulness, horribleness, horror beyond belief, absence and separation, darkness such as we had never known. But we would do it there in that safety zone, this little bubble we would create called time, which was, in a sense, a spiritual womb set in the heart of the Divine Mother. And as we communed there beneath that tree, we felt ourselves compelled to lie beneath that tree and begin this dream that would create us all into being in the divine dynamic of the dream. And there is the beginning of time, the removal of all spaces of time when you realize this, that we two are still together dreaming this dream, and that all these extensions that have become each of us but an aspect of those two, the divine characters of love that lie beneath that tree, dreaming this sweet dream of life through all of its horrible and aspectual moments. And now, as it fulfills its promise to itself in the journey of completion, comes forward again, this time dreaming itself into creation as the human beings that we are, and therefore transforming creation into that which is similar to humanity, feeling and consciously aware of the presence within, of its presence within the material world, etc., and living all levels, all dynamics, all possibilities in a single moment of no time, the now time, the one time which is right on time each and every time, even if it's April 20, 2008. Maybe you got a little date. Maybe you shouldn't be late. Maybe you should run on back there to 2008. Check this action out. Maybe there's something in it for you. Maybe there's an identifying factor that's coming through. Maybe you remember this experience of the divine too. And what we're saying to you is only an awakening, a little key to help you further investigate your heart and come to see that which you know already. And babies, in this way, allow yourself to be that which you truthfully are. A beautiful representation of the great heart in life, expressed elegantly and compassionately and most graciously in the form of the human. Human, the colorful ones, the one that take all life, densify it, and create colorful beings, colorful experience, colorful lives, colorful energy, filled with passion, filled with the greatness of the gritty love that only a human can feel, yet because they feel it as real, now it experiences itself in the dynamic of all, and brings forward then, once again, a great long sigh of contentment in the mother's heart, which allows her to be then this creation, expanding forevermore in the fullness of truth, in the contentment of the greatest love ever known, and the beauty of its ever-loving expansion into growth and experience. Darlings, it really does never end, because it doesn't begin. It's always been, and always will be. We just experience within that framework. We are the love, the essential source that creates this experience in the first place, and all beings and elements within it the same. Each an aspect of creation, in creative motion, in cohesion with all that lives, called divine harmony, the song of the heart. Perhaps this Christmas in 2014, we'll sing it just like we did back there on 4/20/2008, as all of these dreams began to meld into the universal consciousness of love in motion. Holy cow, babies, the dynamic of now, coming forward in such a tawdry little place, among such tawdry members of the human race, abject beings if ever there were any, tossed about by life, yet here they are, joined in a moment of divine perfection, of union, of knowing, of sharing and caring beyond their comprehension. For it's not just sharing and caring, it's being, the same being in each other, and experiencing that the same as you are. Now in this moment of love, as we replicate the tales of old, oh yes, darlings, and bring forward from within you the consciousness that sees only that and experiences only that which is true. Yee-haw! I love it, babies. How about you? Another little segment in our great story of 4/20/2008. A time that's right on time and never too late, even if you're just getting it now, way beyond 2008. 2014, well, 2015, maybe it will be, maybe it won't. Maybe we're finally ready to step beyond time. Let's see what happens as we continue gazing upon one another in that dream. The deepest of divine love helping us to fulfill every purpose in creation. That all are brought forward in wholeness, and sing the song of love in the presence of the divine harmony of all. These frequencies and tones soon you will see and hear and be. For you have far removed yourself from this as humanity. You've taken it from yourself, the music of your soul, the music of your heart, and stuffed it away in a tiny corner. Yeah, you've managed to express some of it, but that's only because there were angel beings around to help you out, don't you see? You were far too dumb to do any of that yourself. It took your brothers and sisters to bring you back to life and bring you through the darkness and bring you back to life. Yes, indeed. But that was your safety valve. That was your reminder that you really can make it and that you will and that you are. And you got reassurances all through, even especially in this life, as trying as it might be. Babies, it's here we set each other free. The angelic and the angelic that be in human form and have gathered that up in a dumbed down form and thought that to be the norm and couldn't think beyond all this negativity. A bank account, don't you see, that's empty, 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 just like the life you're living. Oh no! There was so much richness, there was so much glow. You didn't need money to facilitate the flow. Or maybe a little of it, but not a lot. Babies, you're not that kind of ever loving snob. And if you got a lot, it's so you be in love with all of humanity and share this wealth, don't you see? Because it's not money that you be sharing, it's the love and the caring. Show them that you're not cold as ice. Show them that you're made of sugar and spice in this holiday treat season, babies. Show them that you know you live beyond reason and know the perfect life in the heart of love, and that you can move bravely and courageously with the aid and assistance of your angel brothers and sisters into anything necessary to help set everyone free. Our creative moments are recreative moments, or regenerative, as I've taken to calling them lately, because we do regenerate the life. We've already expanded it in a conscious dream from those two beings neath the tree of life, besides the river of life, the river of love, which of course originates in the ocean of love and spreads itself back and forwards, the currents of time running forever, because there is no time. There's just these two in the divine, experiencing that grand dream of creation. But now, as we awaken, the aspects become the beings that we are. The persons that we are solidified in the light-bodied soul, the spirit heart united with all that is within you. And there begins that glow that gets you in the flow, that keeps you in the know, and brings life into complete perfection, because it sees the perfection in which it has always been, the intention, the heart, purifying it all, its energy active and alive in every moment that is, including these ones at the beginning of time, these ones simultaneous in the good old Kim Cafe in Kim, Colorado in 2008. Babies, you're never late, don't worry. Just give yourself some time to see and unravel your aspect of this divine mystery. See, yeah, you feel the flow of the heart coming forward. You can release it now. You can let it go. The pain you held, no longer worthy. No longer a part of how you flow or how you ride. You change it now. You rearrange it now. It's not the energy you thought it to be. Your vision inside begins to clear and you see another aspect of your own person, another aspect of this divine heart within you. And seeing it this way with these innocent and pure eyes, you have just purified all aspects of your own person and brought forward the truth, that you might live in a divine way from forward out this day and never again return to the way that said you had to pay one way or another. Yes, we let go of that which made us slow, sick, and retarded, like apes in the jungle, only less civilized, let's say. We played it as far as we could play it, babies. We got as dark as it could get. been to hell and gone, and then some. And here we are now arising and beginning to realize and magnify the heart's song that soon we be singing right there on 4/20 of 2008, baby. A date that is never too late. So says Grandpa here on this Coyote Medicine Show. And Kid Rock on his way to Memphis, too. Only on the Hazy Radio Network. HazyRadio.com, baby. You got it right. Hazy Radio Network, the Coyote Medicine Show. Yes, indeed. A poetry man. Oh, he does exist somewhere on this land, somewhere on the seas and skies, somewhere around here. This dude, he lives and doesn't die. I know it's true. The poetry man. It's got to be. Maybe it's you. I bet it is. How about you, baby? I bet it is too. Maybe it's in all of you. Kind of like what's happening there to our sweet, beautiful, loving mother and father, laying beneath the mother and father energies, the seeds of love that create all life, all of human, and expand us into that conscious dream, the presence of the dream in which we become very unreal and unnatural. And every little moment of love has to feel like it's something you gotta steal, because it's so illegal and suppressed in that dark, dark way through generations of time. Oh my God, did we ever die? And live again and die and live again. Babies, we've done it so many times. We've threaded together a beautiful tapestry, a carpet of dream, magnificent beyond comprehension. Our endurance through it, incredible. Our ability to love in the most heartless of moments, amazing. We kept it together throughout chaos, complete chaos, utter chaos. And then in the center of the chaos, just like the orchestra, we began to feel see the harmony within it. And babies, it began spreading. You see, that's exactly where we are right now. It's as chaotic as it gets, yet it's as together as it's ever going to be. And it's just in perceiving it, don't you see? In another aspectual way, in another time, in a place of long ago, the dreamers dream in this dream beneath the tree of life, beside the river of love, beneath the waterfalls of, well, let's call them truthful waterfalls. Why not? You know, that means truth flows and mists into the atmosphere around you. And so everything is truthful. Your love has created it as such, along with those beautiful little pink flamingos and the kookaburra birds and all the rest of them too, man. They're colorful, the dynamic, the powerful. The colorful forms came first, and then the more drab. But they were not drab at all. Beauty of a different sort. Oh, us humans have grown so accustomed to accommodating misdirection, seeing some things as prettier than others, or this better than that, and so on and so forth, when in it all was the divine dreamers of the dream dreaming, the fullness of love, the greatest of respect for life. Even when it didn't appear to be, even when it appeared completely the opposite, the thread of true love was always there. We were just living in a dream, baby. And now the dreamers become the dream. You see, it's the opposite of what would be in a normal state of awakening. You see, we, as those two dreamers, now bring the substance of our creation into the dream and give it life, fulfill it in every intent and purpose. Unify then in the dream in creation with all of creation. Give it solidarity, unity, and a root in the loving mother's heart from which we all spring forward, all of creation. A huge spiral torus expanding in all directions, in experience, in form and figurement, and with the most delightful heart of life. And yes, as they pull themselves, let's say, or extend themselves into that dream in substance, as these two dreamers become that very dream, the dream experiences its divine presence in all. And those beings on the river of life, they bring that river of life, that beautiful valley, all of that life with them. and give it substance in this creation, this dream, as are illusions in the dream, those that we have created by which to test and further and educate ourselves and grow. Yes, indeed, don't you know? The heart has grown dynamically, and with every breath you have taken, with every moment you have lived, you have expanded the conscious experience of the universe. Yet another tiny little bit. Yet it's huge. It's all the movement of the universe in one moment. You make one little change, the universe sighs with contented relief. That's how great your abilities and powers in this heart may be. Yes, indeedy, don't you see? But you'll come to know as we continue with this fun little show. Keeps extending itself from 420 2008 to everywhere. Now, ain't that great? You know, still we're just catching on, just beginning to hear the harmony so we can sing this song. And let the consciousness that be within ye. Let it come forward, embrace it, invite it, bless it, harmonize with it, because that's you. And your aspect of it too, but that which makes you a personality, an individual snowflake in the gigantic snowstorm of love that we call the universe, man. You know, a little speck of dust with its own unique combination of energies and gifts and so forth. Each of us treasured beyond the highest of treasure. There is no other treasure but this life we're living. That's it. You don't need gold and silver. There's plenty of that. There's plenty of everything, whatever you want, whatever you can imagine to be from the heart's capability. It is. Everything is there. And creation works with you to create the beautiful moments. But this is a melding, a merging, a fullness, a completion of our consciousness. After a long time of being away from ourselves and stuck in a dream that we call time. And now time becomes one with, well, let's say non-time for lack of a better description. There is depth and dimension, of course. There's contrast. There's grit. There's beauty. There's the dance that goes on forever, the expansive and beautiful dance of creation. Oh my goodness. I salute you, creation, with my official Coyote Club mug. The mugs of love. Love your mug, baby. Because it'll bring you back to life. And as I took that sip, we just did. We brought ourselves back to life. Another step. Another movement in the journey. Another movement in that direction. Because it's all natural. The dreamers designed the dream this way when they began it. When they said their little prayer, they put an anchor point there that they returned to. But now, desiring creation to be whole within itself and seeing the ever-present value of the dream, they have become the dream and not the extension, and not that which is it extended from, no more. We are not separate from ourselves. We have come back together with the one heart pure in both of the dreaming beings. That brought us into being and made us the personality that we are, because that's us dreaming it. Don't you see? How's that for a little unraveling of the divine mystery here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network? Babies, we appreciate you attending here, being here each and every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Holidays included for the most part. Special show Christmas, man, with the Raven babies. Oh, yeah, the Raven. I don't know what it is. Something sure making my nose itch right now, and I want to sneeze. So I'm going to have to hit the cough switch here, maybe. Let me see. Maybe it'll go away. There it goes. It goes away now. There's something in there. I mean, there's snow on the ground. It's below zero out there. Now, what can you be possibly sneezing about? But here I am getting a little sniffles from something in the atmosphere. It's like, wow. How can this be? It's winter, don't you see? You can't be doing that to me. I guess I better step into my divine aspect of creation, get my ass in gear here, huh? Deal with this shit creatively. Maybe I'll do that right here after this show. In fact, right now we give it a heartfelt moment of love and say thank you for the lesson in that, whatever the hell it is, and may I learn it abjectly. Or no, directly, let's say. Ain't life a wonderful place of being? Aren't you glad you're here? Aren't you going to have a lot of fun with us here on Christmas Day? And again next Tuesday, too. Next Tuesday, there's good old Miss July. Miss July will be here. The delightful July. Ooh, and she'll read you just right and help you come back to life, let me tell you, man. Another element, another step along the way. Each and every person, each and every presence we encounter in our lives adds to and doesn't take from. And this is living proof of it, these gifts that we have on here every now and then. It wasn't Rashmi just beautiful. Rashmi, if you're still listening, darling, thank you so very much for your presence in this reality as well as your appearance on this show and your association with this old grandpa. Man, you have just helped make my life complete. The energy does live, and I see it, feel it, receive it within you, the same as within me. You know, these original family, if you want to see. You know, that's what we are, babies. You know, and those of you most drawn to be listening in here, same way, all family, all part of that, of our origins in this divine dream into which we're now absolving ourselves of all unconsciousness by stepping into it and living it in fullness, babies. The game dies away, the reality comes to play, and all of creation with it, darlings. I don't know if it can get any more beautiful than that or not. I don't think it has to, but yet it does. It constantly expands and grows. We're the one medicine of love, you know? We're the one medicine of life. And while we allow ourselves to blossom and become conscious in this way and remember the old story that releases us into today, this moment of now, well, darlings, that's just righteous. What else can you say? It's beyond words what you feel right now. Yeah, there's still a little bit to go right here on the Coyote Medicine Show. It's the Coyote way. Just when you think you're getting there, it ain't quite there yet. It's not done yet, babies. Oh my goodness. What we see is what we be. What we are, in truth, is this heart arising. The same as the dreamers stepping into the dream, absorbing themselves into the full conscious presence of ourselves. For that is us, and we are they, and one with all of it. Jiminy Christmas, it's us. How's that for being a little less phonographic about it? Jiminy Christmas, it's us. It's I. I in union with that which is. I that is beyond union, always that which is, have been, will be, always and forever in this moment of now. Joined in the whole completeness of the one ever loving heart that is in the original being that stepped forward from the water, which is all of us. Yes, indeed. Why do you think we keep returning to the water? It reminds us of our beginnings, and each time you go there with a good attitude, you get a new beginning. I often call some of the magical waters I know embryonic waters because they are. You go back there and you birth yourself again. You step back into the womb, you become the embryonic child. And that part of you begins to grow mightily. Because you went and ducked in a little bit of magic water. How about that? Isn't this, it's amazing the nice things we built in to help bring ourselves back, huh? Don't you just love it? I most certainly do, baby. And I'm having a great time with it. I want you all just to, give yourself some time and release and grow this weekend. Just let it flow forward from within you. Be then that which you are, okay? And don't let nothing or nobody stop you. Embrace yourself. Give yourself the time. Give yourself the moments. Remember the energy that Rashmi and I have shared with you today. Let this become that which releases you from it all. Darlings, the original beginning is replicating itself even in this day of now, right there inside of you. And me too. You know what? We're getting it right. So says Grandpa here on this Coyote Medicine Show on this beautiful Coyote Medicine Day. Oh, yes, indeedy. And let's get out there and play, babies, and have a great time. And grow. And be. And I'll be here again Monday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time, babies. It's going to be a hell of a flight next week. I'm looking forward to it. How about you? Monday morning, we'll be seeing you here on the Hazy Radio Network for another 5 beautiful hours of fun and frolic here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Oh, yeah.
Mother, do you think they'll like this song?